Hello, it is Miss Kirk here, and we are going to learn about another one of our toolbox tools. Today's tool is going to be our Quiet Safe Place tool. On our Quiet Safe Place tool, it says, I remember my quiet, safe place. But what is a quiet, safe place? Well, that's what we're going to be talking about today. If your mom or dad or grandma or grandpa or whoever you live with is around and wants to listen, that would be great because they might want to know what a quiet and safe place is too. So let's talk about what a quiet or safe place is. Maybe you know what that is when we're at school. Maybe your classroom last year had a place where you could go and to calm down if you needed it. Or maybe your classroom had a little comfy corner where you could go take your breathing and use your breathing tool. Maybe you know what it looked like at school. But if you're at home, can you have a quiet and safe place there? You can, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about two kinds of quiet, safe places. The first one we're going to talk about is a real place inside your home that you can go. The second one we're going to talk about is a pretend quiet, safe place. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. But first, let's talk about that real quiet and safe place. Think in your head if there's a place in your house that you feel the most safe. Maybe it's in your bed. Maybe it's a corner in the kitchen where no one else is. Maybe it's even in your backyard if that's a safe place to go. Think about it. Your idea might be different than mine. It might be different from your friends, but you might think of a place that you have in your house that you feel the safest, that you like to go. If you do, you already have a quiet, safe place in your home. If you don't, we're going to help you think of one today. So be thinking of a spot maybe you could go. And if your mom or dad or grandma or grandpa or whoever you live with is around, maybe you could ask them if they have an idea of where you could go. Now, if you've already thought of where your quiet, safe place could be, maybe you've already thought of the comfy chair it could be, or a little spot on the floor, or in your bed, then you already have the location figured out. But let's talk about some things that would be helpful to have in your quiet and safe place. Remember, our quiet and safe place is somewhere we go when we need some time for ourselves. We need some time to use our breathing tool, or we need some time to calm our body, or maybe we need some time to just be alone. So if we're in this spot because we're feeling frustrated or angry or maybe just need to be alone, let's think of some things that would help us once we're in that quiet, safe spot. I have some things here that I like to have in my quiet and safe spot, so let me show them to you. The first thing that I like to have in my quiet, safe spot is some stuffed animals. I like to cuddle with stuffed animals. This is a doggy stuffed animal that has a cute little star on him, and I like to cuddle with him. He reminds me that it's all going to be okay. So, a stuffed animal might be a good idea in your quiet, safe spot. Another one, I have two stuffed animals in mine. This is my worry monster. He eats all my worries. In fact, I can even put my worries into his mouth and he eats them. But he's also really soft and just snuggly. So if you have a stuffed animal is a great thing to put in your quiet, safe spot. Let's see what else might be helpful. I love having a stress ball like this. If you have anything like this at home that you can squeeze on, that can really help. If you don't, that's okay. These are just options. Maybe if you don't have that, but you have Play-Doh or clay or any sort of slime at home, that can help too, because sometimes when we're frustrated, just like it might help to squeeze on a stress ball, It might help to squeeze and to play with some Play-Doh, get out some of those frustrations. So if you have something like that, you could set that near your quiet, safe spot. What else could we have? I like to have headphones in mine because it allows me to not hear anything else. I can just focus on calming my body. So maybe headphones would help you. These are really good ones. I can't hear anything when I have these on. But even if you just have regular headphones, that could work too. I like to leave this in my quiet, safe spot. Have you ever seen a pinwheel like this? I use this to practice my breathing tool because I can breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth. I can practice my breathing in my quiet, safe spot. You don't have to have one of these to practice your breathing in your quiet, safe spot, though. Remember, we could just take our hands and put them on our belly and do our belly breathing. We don't even have to have anything with us. Maybe you could even just write down belly breathing to remind yourself when you're in your quiet, safe spot. And speaking of writing, another good idea of something to keep in your quiet, safe place is a notebook or some paper. I like to keep a notebook and some pens or pencils so that I could write about how I'm feeling. Sometimes I feel better just by writing it out. I love journaling. It really helps me when I'm frustrated. So it might help you when you need to go to your quiet, safe place too. Another thing that might be helpful is one of your favorite books just to look at or read as you try to calm yourself down. So I put one of my favorite books in my quiet and safe place. Let's see what else I have. If you happen to have a timer, I have a couple different kinds of timers. Timers can be helpful because it can give our body a certain amount of time to calm our bodies. Even if you don't have a timer like these, you could always use a timer on your phone or your iPad, and that could help you to set a time and give your body that time to calm down in your quiet and safe place. So those are some of the things I keep. I like to just put them in a box like this with all my things that I showed you in it. And then it's all together. And if I need to go to my quiet, safe place, I put this right next to the comfy chair that I use for my quiet, safe place. And then I have everything I need all in here. And I can decide what's going to help me most. Maybe hugging my stuffed animal, maybe putting on my headphones. I can decide what's going to help me most. So that is an idea of how you could create a quiet, safe place in your home. And remind me, do you have to have all of those things that I just shared? No, of course you don't. You don't have to have all of those things. Your quiet, safe place gets to be what you want. So maybe for you, you have a favorite blanket that you want to put in your quiet, safe place. Or maybe you don't even want anything. You just want your quiet, safe place to be quiet and to be safe and to be away from everyone else. That's great too. It can be whatever you want it to be. Now, if your caregivers, your mom or dad or grandma or grandpa are around, I hope they hear me say this part because this part's really important. A quiet and safe place is not the same as timeout or a take a break spot. So if you need a timeout, if your caregiver thinks that something's going on and you need a timeout, that's a different place. That's not your quiet and safe place. Your quiet and safe place is just a place to go to help calm yourself down. If we've made some unsafe choices and we need a timeout or a take a break, that's something different. So mom or dad or grandma or grandpa might have a chair that you go to for that. And that's okay too. Sometimes that's what we need. But our quiet and safe place is different. It's where we go when we just need to calm our body. We're not ever in trouble in our quiet, safe spot. We're just there to help ourselves feel better. So I hope your mom or dad or grandma or grandpa heard me say that. And if they didn't, you can have them listen to this later so that they know, because our quiet and safe place is not meant to be in trouble. We're not meant to be sent there like we have to go there. It's that we want to go there to calm our bodies. Awesome. So I said we were going to talk about 2 different quiet and safe places, and so far we've only talked about one. We talked about one you could find in your house and where you could find a place to go, and we talked about some of the things you could put in your quiet, safe place. But now let's spend some time talking about the second type. I told you the second type of quiet and safe place is pretend. And that sounds kind of funny, right? But our pretend quiet, safe place gets to be a place we make up in our head. So let me tell you what my quiet, safe place that's pretend is like. When I need to go to my pretend, quiet, safe place, I close my eyes and I start imagining all of my favorite things. So I imagine where I would be. That's my favorite place. For me, that's at the beach. Then I start imagining who would be there, the people I love most. I imagine what kind of food I would eat there. Probably Mexican food, chips and salsa and queso. That's my favorite. I think about what kind of music would be playing. I would be listening to Taylor Swift because she's my favorite. I think about what the weather might be like. It would be sunny but not too hot, just perfect. And then I'm in my pretend, quiet, safe place. Even though I never left my office right here at Kendall Whittier, in my mind, I went to that quiet, safe place. And that can really help if I'm feeling frustrated or upset, if I take that moment to close my eyes and pretend that I'm someplace that makes me super happy. It can totally change my mood and put me into a happier mood. The super cool thing about our pretend quiet, safe place is it goes with you everywhere you go, right? It's pretend. So if you're in the car and you need to close your eyes and go to your pretend quiet, safe place, you can. Or if you're visiting relatives out of state or somewhere new and you're starting to feel a little bit sad or scared, you can go to that quiet, safe place. Your quiet, safe place doesn't have to be like mine. Yours may not be on the beach listening to Taylor Swift, eating chips and queso. But for me, that's what puts me in a happier mood. So think about what would be a quiet, safe place, a pretend one for you to go. Maybe yours has animals everywhere. It's like you're in a zoo, but you get to like hang out with the animals. Or maybe yours is in a big open field where you just get to run. Or maybe yours is inside of a video game, your favorite video game. It's like you get to hop into the screen and be there. It can be anywhere you want. It's your quiet, safe place. That's what's super cool about it. As we finish up our lesson today about our quiet, safe place tool, I want to do a short little mindful moment. And remember, our mindful moments just help us calm our brain and get ready to make it a super awesome day. I picked a special mindful moment for today that goes with what we've been talking about. It's called Special Place. So remember, when we do our mindful moments, it's important that you're sitting in your crisscross if you're on the floor, or if you're in a chair like me, it's important that you're sitting up tall with your feet on the ground. Very good. Make sure your back is straight. We don't want to be hunched over. We want our strong, straight, seated mountain pose. Let's do a deep breath as we begin our mindful moment. In through our nose and out through our mouth. Very good. Now, as I read our mindful moment about our special place, all you have to do is listen. No, nothing else. Just sit there and listen to my words. Like I said, you can say crisscross. You could be sitting up tall. But just listen carefully to my words. If you want to close your eyes and visualize what I'm saying, you can. Or if you'd rather keep your eyes open, just focused in front of you, you can. But try to not be listening or doing anything else right now, just listening to my words. Today we're going to find a special place of your very own. Imagine you are in a beautiful field. It's a clear day and the sky is brilliant blue. There are daisies blooming all around you. You can hear birds singing in the distance. Suddenly, you notice there is a path in front of you. You follow the path to a wide and pretty building. It's your favorite color. Imagine what that building looks like in your favorite color. It has a really large door on the front, and as you get closer, you notice that the door has your name on it. You open the door and you step inside. Notice where you are. Perhaps it's a beautiful location outdoors. Even though you walked through a door, you've walked into beautiful outdoors. Or maybe it's a cozy room. It might be a place you know. It might be a place you feel safe, secure, and peaceful. Or it might be a brand new place you've never seen before. Picture it now in your head. This is your special place. Here you are safe, peaceful, and content. This is a place where you can relax and feel good about yourself. You can do whatever you'd like in your special place. You can talk to a special friend. You can dance. You can play. Or you could just rest and do nothing. You can choose to have some alone time, letting your imagination guide the way to what would help you feel relaxed. Perhaps you'd like to lie down, read a book, or play a quiet game. Or maybe you'd prefer to not be alone. If you'd like some company, think of all your favorite people and animals and invite them to join you. Anyone and everything that enters through the door accepts you because you are you, and they love you just the way you are. This is your special place, created by you, for you. Remember who you really are. You are important, you are unique, and you are special. So take some time enjoying your special place. Now when you're ready, take a long, deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. If you had closed your eyes, begin to open them. If you're sitting on the floor, begin to wiggle and wake your body up. Notice how you feel after imagining your special place. I know it makes me feel pretty good. It made me feel special imagining a place that everyone accepted me for exactly who I am. I hope that mindful moment reminded you that you are special and you are unique and you are so important. And we have our quiet and safe place tool that we can use anytime we need it. To remember we can go there, whether it's the real place with our real things, or if it's our pretend place in our mind that we just imagine. That quiet and safe place tool is here to help us when we need a place to go, real or pretend. I hope you make it a super awesome day today. Thank you for joining me as we learned about our quiet, safe place tool, and I'll see you again soon when we learn about our next toolbox tool. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.